pretty sure that's what you looked like back during your Juggalo days, Tom. Back when you listened to a bunch of ICP.
ICP? I don't know.
Insane Clown Posse. You know who they are.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Oh, that shitty, like, rap metal band or whatever.
Well, of course you'd say that. You no longer listen to them.
I've never listened to them.
Sure. I am Llytic.
What are we rating? And I'm Tom.
My name is I have french fries in my mouth.
Slob. Welcome back to Atlanta Nights. And we are now on chapter 31.
I shoved a bunch of french fries in my mouth just to wait for you to come to me so I could sound like an idiot. But y'all took for fucking ever, so I sat there like an idiot with french fries in my mouth. Thanks a lot.
No, that's more your fault than anyone else's, not gonna lie.
Stupid American. Anyway, let's get on this. Chapter 31. Bruce gimped, nice, around the seedy waiting room of Nicholas Stick Maksutov. Stick. His nickname is Stick.
I swear there's a fetch joke.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing, Zane. It's never going to be a thing. Stick's secretary sat at her gunmetal steel gray desk, pecking out a letter on an ancient Underwood typewriter. Her cowfish udders almost burst out of her tight polka dot dress.
Fuck.
The pale yellow color almost perfectly matching her clearly dyed hair. Teasing in a Playboy flip so retro, for a moment Bruce thought it looked hip.
Page Boy flip.
Is it Page Boy?
Yep. Page
Well, that's
Boy,
a lot less entertaining.
Yeah, like the haircut that He-Man has.
Oh.
That's what a Page Boy is.
So a bob cut?
A specific style, but yes, basically a bob cut.
I mean, it's more of an inward curl than like an outward curl, like the old 80s sci-fi bob cut. Not 80s sci-fi, that'd be 60s sci-fi. Whoops.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Page Boy flip is probably the more 60s sci-fi cut, the way he's describing it, retro, but I don't know. When's Stick gonna be back? Bruce implored seemingly.
How many times do I have to tell you? The blonde, whose name was Sally but who went by Bubbles, responded irritatingly. He'll be back when he's gonna be back. You don't rush Stick, you know. She typed another letter, looked over at the form, then typed another letter, looked again, typed another letter, then looked again, typed another letter, while her cowfish udders were above her. God fucking damn, cowfish udders, that pissed me off.
Why did that piss you off so much?
Because we're not even a paragraph in, and we're talking about people's fucking tits.
Honestly, I'm just imagining them looking kind of like longhorn cowfish or something, so just these weird two spikes on each tit.
I'm trying to think if she was a blonde, how is she matching that with a yellow polka dotted dress?
Because her hair is dyed blonde.
Because
it's implying that's
at her dress.
It's implying that it's implying
Shut
that
up,
it's shut up. It's implying that it is an unnatural color of yellow that her hair is dyed.
Or maybe her dress is just a really soft yellow that's almost blonde.
Why did this baffle you so much?
It's not baffling me. I'm just being stupid.
Yes, we know. You do that a lot.
Today is a great day. I can sense the sheer amount of focus that we all have right now.
We never have focus.
Astounding level. I can feel that this is going to be our best episode yet.
We never have focus. We never have.
No wonder every episode's over an hour.
Holy laddie! Bruce wanted to scream, wanted to pick up the black rotary dial phone on her desk and throw it through the frosted glass window on the front door. He wanted to slap Sally, whose nickname was Bubbles, and then maybe ravage... Oh, wow, why? Then maybe ravage those udders and do the Madonna on those big red lips, except he kept thinking about Callie. Poor Callie. still pining over the death of her beloved Henry, whose memory not even Bruce's hot sex could cause to fade. Although he was working on that.
God damn, I'm gonna hate this chapter.
I've hated just about all of the chapters, and
Yes, but none of the other chapters had someone having a rape fantasy.
True. So we're gonna hate this chapter more, I guess.
At very least, I am.
If I cared enough, I probably would. How had it come to this? Bruce asked himself. How had he, the teenage hacker who got into the Homeland Security system and fed them fake Al-Qaeda communications for over a month that resulted in a code orange alert that shut down international airports for 2 weeks, how had he, hotshot software developer Bruce fucking Lucent, come to this?
We all have that question after we do a risky click on a porn site.
How
could I have come to this?
Using a private investigator to find out the truth about his birth. Oh, look, character development. Yay.
If only the chapters weren't all out of order. What in his arc is this?
I can't tell what in the timeline this is set.
All we know is that chapter 30 is like somewhere right after chapter 1.
And I'm thinking chapter 31 is somewhere after the wedding.
There's a good chance of that, yeah. Anyway, Zane.
Well, kid, the wizened old dick. Okay, I thought that said chick. Okay,
Private investigator.
Yeah, dick was a term for private investigator. It's kind of an older term.
Here?
He's talking about how he was meeting up with a private investigator.
Oh, okay. Well, kid, I don't even know how to. I can't do any voices right now. I'm sorry.
Well, kid.
Well, kid. Hold on. Well, kid. Chili dog.
Why is everyone turning into Sonic?
Had explained 2 weeks ago when Bruce came to him. The dick had explained. You see. Hold on. You see, when somebody touches you in a places you don't like.
That's no good.
That's no good. You see, in some backweather southern counties, they just hadn't got around to computerizing vital stats.
I mean, I was trying to go for like a New Yorker accent, but okay. You see, in some backwater southern counties. Not that shit. Oh,
that's
wow,
not New York.
That went way off the rails. What the fuck was that?
That's way farther south, man.
That is way south.
Anyway,
not quite this south though. So here he was, pacing and driving Bubbles crazy. He hoped, waiting for Stick to come back with the truth. Why Stick had called him that morning from a payphone of all things. It said he had a little job to do that morning, but if Bruce would come by at noon, he'd have a report for him. And if Bruce could bring an envelope with some Benjamin in it, 40 of them, please, that would be swell too. $4,000 in an envelope.
I mean,
he just got confused and gave him $40.
I mean, if $1,000 bills are a thing, that's not.
A Benjamin is a hundred. 40 Benjamins would be $4,000.
Huh.
Come on, Tom. You can do the math, right?
Tom, you're even worse at math than Zane is.
When I'm awake, I can do the math, but I'm not awake today, so.
Wait, so this episode's just a dream? Can I go to sleep then?
No. We're all.
God, no. Dream theories are the worst theories.
I think Stick is the private investigator. So, yes. And if he's Russian, we should give him a Russian accent rather than New York.
No one gave him a Russian accent.
Well, I haven't had a chance to speak for him yet.
No one said he was Russian. Where did Russian come from?
His last name, Nicholas Stick Maksutov, looks more Russian than anything else, or at least Eastern European. So possibly one of those. Yeah. Anyway. Is it my line?
Yes.
Okay. The truth. How hard could it be to find out the truth? Bruce wondered. Well, apparently pretty hard if you're wondering this. The truth about his real birth had nagged him ever since as a science project in 10th grade he had done the genetic sequencing on his and his parents' DNA, discovered much to his surprise that there was a 20 billion to 1 chance they were related.
Well, that's one way to find out you're adopted.
The uncertainty nagged him ever since, and now with an annual salary about what Bill Gates made in a week, he had the money to find the truth, the real truth. Yeah, no matter how rich you get, you can never amount to how rich Bill Gates is.
Fuck me, I hate him even more. Overthrow the bourgeoisie.
Ooh. His reverie was broken by a creak at the door opening behind him. Bubbles looked up. The goldfish in the aquarium looked up. The Rottweiler snoozing before the gunmetal steel desk looked up. Still asleep.
Where did these things come from?
An old man asleep on the couch in the waiting room rolled over and went back to sleep. Bruce turned around and looked, saw, pondered, and was amazed by the awesome Hulk coming through the door behind him.
Hulk smash! Beauty desk!
Oh no, he has Hulk's voice now. Let's go with that.
Also, every time I hear Bubbles, my first thought is just the robot from Questionable Content.
Mine is the happy Powerpuff Girl, but
that would mean she'd be the happy Powerpuff Girl with udders on her, chest.
That's just really concerning.
Yeah. Why are you thinking about children with big boobs, Tom? Come on.
Why are you twisting my words around? You should go into politics.
It's Zane. He has a habit of that. Let me see. All right, here's a good picture of the Bubbles I'm thinking. Just to give you an idea of what I mean. So all I'm thinking about is basically this military-grade battle robot acting as someone's secretary.
Well, robots can be reprogrammed.
Ah, shit. Okay. Fuck. The joke was the Hulk voice. Oh, God. Hulk smash Okay. Hey, Babs! Stick accused, fetchingly. You fucking called it, Zane.
What?
Fetchingly. How's Trix?
Trix had to go home early, Bubbles displayed resoundingly. Something about getting her hair done.
Trix is bald. Stick surmised.
Hulk smash, beauty bald man. Well, she did say something about an 11 a.m. shadow, Bubbles explained.
Bruce stood by listening to this inspiring exchange. I hope it was meant to be sarcastic, because that makes it...
Why would it not be sarcastic?
I mean, have you read this book? It could totally
The entire book is sarcastic.
Yeah,
the book was made sarcastically.
Yeah, I guess so. The goldfish ate his lunch. The Rottweiler rolled over and parted. It was supposed to be.
God!
It was supposed to be
split in half.
Well, he was bisected.
Oh no, that's not. Damn, I thought that was Stick talking. Fuck.
Finally,
it's not you yet.
Finally, he couldn't stand it anymore. Now it's you.
Fuck. Got too excited about screaming like an idiot. Anyways, Stick, he burst out, exploring. God damn it. Fuck.
Are you
God
okay?
damn it, Stick. Did you find my real birth certificate? What?
Got week ago. Didn't you get call?
You called me yesterday, Bruce
Interpolated.
Interpolated. I was about to say that. I just got... Yeah.
Yep. I did? Stick inquired to himself. Must slipped my mind to call you earlier? You got the bennies? I can't do Hulk.
God. I think part of it is we need to change my and I into Hulk. Hulk did?
No.
Must slip Hulk mine when you called earlier.
Just switch it to stick.
Stick.
Stick did. Must
Must
slip
slip.
stick mind to call you earlier.
Didn't you get stick call? Stick's call. Not stick call. Bruce reached into the breast pocket of his alligator hide leather jacket. Fuck, that's tacky.
Yeah.
But before he could pull his hand all the way out, the old man on the couch leapt to his feet and pulled out put a Desert Eagle 44 Magnum to Bruce's head.
Okay, then. This escalated quickly. What should we give the
fuck?
What voice should we give the old man?
Hey, sweetheart.
Hey, sweetheart, let me take that for you. The old man exclaimed. Jay's on the off chance you got a rod and not some dough. The old man slipped his hand down Bruce's pants, poked around a bit, then reached into Bruce's jacket and took the wad of money. That escalated real quickly.
It gets worse.
Why am I... All that I've got is just that... have either of you seen John Wick 2?
I haven't seen the first one.
You need to see both of them.
It looks good, and it's on my long list of things I need to watch, but I just haven't.
Because there's a scene in the second one in which, like, this one lady acting as a bodyguard for the guy he's going after, basically does a weapons check on John Wick, and at one point she just, like, plunges her hand between his legs and grabs his ass. It's like,
That sounds like a misuse of power, but okay.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
He's clean, Stick, and he's got a schlong like Detroit, the old man declared.
It's riddled with bullet holes?
And this wad of dough ain't too shabby either. He just grabbed this dude's junk. You put your money next to your balls or something, man? Ooh, let me check.
Well, no, the money was in his jacket.
But he stuck his hand down his pants to check there, too.
Some people keep guns like...
Thanks, tiny pervert! Thanks, geezer. Stick pointed out to the geezer, who wasn't all that old, really, just a tall, swarthy man in his early 60s, with a snowflake scar from on his hip from a commie round he took in the Nam, which changed the old man's life, whose name was Johnson, but everyone called Joe, ruining his plans to be a male stripper and forcing him into a life as muscle for low-rip private eyes.
Okay, Joe's my favorite character now. Stick counted the money. Let's see, Hulk voice. Hulk smash. Yeah, you got all the presidents here, he reasserted soothingly.
Benjamin wasn't a president.
No, he wasn't. Just
a president?
Hey, you said it. Zane.
So how about the report? Bruce inquired.
Oh yeah, didn't Hulk tell you on the phone? Stick inquired back at him. Dude, you're adopted.
Now you're just giving him Draco Malfoy's voice from My Immortal.
Oh god, Draco Malfoy smash beauty goth girl.
Oh jeez.
Different sort of smash. Which you probably should have figured out since your parents are both white and, well, you're black.
Wait. What?
They never once mentioned his race.
No, I mean, they haven't. I guess it's... Huh.
You're just an idiot.
Well, smart people can be idiots.
What the fuck?
The time Zane took to process that.
I'm not even paying attention fully, so I just skimmed over what I missed, and I was like, what?
Well,
I was wondering why there was no reaction from you.
I mean,
Is it my turn or something?
No, it's Tom's turn.
Well, maybe maybe that's why everyone hates him so much. But because it is in Georgia, But like,
Oh my god!
anyway,
Dude, you're adopted. Sorry.
and they told me they were light-skinned. Bruce screamed at his loving, adoring wife Callie, twice his age, but she didn't look at what with all the good breeding, healthy living, and plastic surgery. Plus,
Okay, that first one really concerns me.
Plus, Callie had inherited a wad from her dear beloved and quite dead husband Henry Archer, biggest damn manufactured home make in the South. In Bruce's estimation, a rich middle-aged woman was a lot better looking than any young poor woman anyway. I just keep hating Bruce more and more. Like, seriously. Like,
I don't know. I consider rich people a lot more attractive than poor people myself.
I mean, but well,
Honey, I'm sure your parents had your best interests at heart, Callie supplied soothingly. She fed her heavy, ivory-skinned
Heaving ivory!
Her heaving, ivory-skinned breast with the report stick had given Bruce.
Heavy irony breasts. Adopted? Why couldn't they have told me the truth about my past? It was bad enough that I was horribly maimed in that auto accident with the truck driver ran the red light, slamming into our Cadillac, pinning my foot under the seat so that the only way I could escape the burning wreck was by sewing up my big toe with a Swiss Army knife. Do you know the humiliation I faced in boys' gym?
That just sounds like a setup attempted manslaughter, but I think we're kind of anyway.
I'm just hating that my dyslexia kicked in twice in a row on the same sentence. On the same phrase. Red the ran light.
Sweetheart, at least you, Callie sniffed, her thick tears dripping off her luscious eyelashes and down the cavernous cleavage of her breasts. At least you had parents. At least you weren't raised like an evil stepchild by your long-lost uncles and aunts after your parents died in a terrorist attack in Crete.
What the fuck? What? Whoever wrote this part was fucking gold.
Oh, did you see your line coming up, Zane?
But my parents were white. Honkies, the oppressor to the brother, Bruce roared menacingly.
What the fuck? Oh, Jesus Christ. Well, they sure look black with the big afros and the kit suit clothes.
Kent cloth suits.
Kent cloth suit. Oh, Jesus, fuck, dyslexia.
Well, at least finish.
Callie interjected.
It's hair dye and a really good perm. Bruce waved the report from Stick with the DNA analysis, the anthropologic analysis, and the birth certificate that said parents, white, child, black.
What? Somebody's cheating.
Fuck, this is gonna kill me.
Who knew? That's where I am, right? I fucking lost. Who knew? Callie analyzed. They fooled me. And you have to admit, your mama sure makes some mean chitlins. Chitlins. Callie tossed her thick, deep black locks over her shoulder, the curls falling to her hips and bouncing imploringly off of her bookshelf ass. She leaned closer to Bruce, stood on her tiptoes, and ran her fingers across his well-muscled chest. So you're adopted. It's not like the end of the world.
Okay, so it's just a contraction of the word chitterlings, which is like this thing made out of like pig intestine.
That's pretty
I
hot.
wonder how that tastes, honestly.
Probably pretty good. Yeah, pig intestine.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes cow intestine. Also, god Damn it, of course they use the term bookshelf ass. But I know the truth, Bruce beseeched. Now I know my true heritage. I, Bruce Lucet, know who I really am.
Who are you? Callie articulated questioningly. If those honkies aren't your parents, then who? I mean...
I don't know why, but there is just something intrinsically funny about Tom using the phrase using the term honkies.
So if her ass is like a bookshelf, does that mean that I can stub my toe on it?
Why would you be putting your foot that high off the ground?
Nah, her ass is just that fat.
It's supposed to be like that whole, like, it creates a shelf.
Way to
Like
ruin my
where
joke.
ass meets
Thanks.
back.
Mr. Literal over here trying to correct me. Big fucking whoop,
You were the
smart
one
guy.
going literal.
Well, let me make a fucking joke. The part of improv is to roll with it, not correct me. Thanks.
Yes, the joke I was making was misunderstanding what you were saying.
It's funnier.
Well, my bad.
It's funnier if people are corrected.
Not my fault that you don't get the joke I'm making.
Why? Why, Stick never told me. Let me see that report. Bruce snarled, grabbingly. He grabbed the report from Callie. Wow. And as she took away the crude fan, which kept her cool in the sweltering Atlanta heat, Callie broke out into a sweat as deep as the Amazon River and just as muddy.
Wait, what?
Ew.
Gross.
Yeah.
Wait, is this still my turn?
Nah,
I think they just forgot to or purposefully didn't indent the paragraph here.
It's not mid-sentence, so I'll just switch people. Bruce ripped through the pages until he came to a crude photocopy of his real, actual birth certificate, the one with his real mother's name, his father being unknown, although he was rumored to be a prominent segregationist senator, his own mother a black maid like his mother before her.
My mother is, he rumored hesitatingly.
Callie snatched the report back. Wanda June Jessica, she articulated. Why, she's the owner of Jessica's for Ladies, and the hair care products company with a net worth of $55 million, because they made such wonderful women's beauty products like Jessica's Glorious Tresses. The dye, I mean. Conditioner I used to make my own incredibly gorgeous long locks so silky and thick.
She's my mother? Bruce implored wonderingly.
So it would seem. Callie slunk over to her stud of a husband and ripped off his alligator jacket, his tight black jeans, and his silk underpants, the one with the little hearts on them she gave him for Valentine's Day. She was pleased to see he wore.
Well, I mean, they're silk. Why would you not be wearing those? That shit's comfortable.
Never tried silk underwear before.
Well, that's because you're poor.
Lower middle class, but yeah.
Same here. If I'm going to waste my money, it's going to be on something stupid like a computer. Not
Or a Dakimakura.
Only if I find the one.
The what? So it's going to be that 23-foot-long Mia one, then.
Yes.
Your roommate just like, dude, this doesn't fit in your bed.
How about
I
shut
bet.
up?
The tail's over in my bed. That's how long this thing is.
Who needs a bed when you have a Dakamura?
Dakimakura.
Who needs a bed when you need a body pillow? Anyways, is it my turn?
Yes.
Let's celebrate, Resetting. Let's celebrate, she husked fuck. There. She husked seductively. God damn it.
Try turning it off and then on again.
You could ask your roommate to try that with you with a hammer.
He left, sadly. Whenever I start recording, he left. Just kidding. It's actually because he's actually a really successfully social person who's more introverted than me. He already has friends. Despite being here his first year, I'm not jealous. What?
Extroverted.
Wow, we're going back to that joke. Corrected people, huh? Big fucking whoop. Thanks, Tom. I appreciate you trying to correct me, and I am glad you're here. You make this a lot better. And I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just mad.
I think I've noticed the big difference with Tom's here. We all get angrier for some reason. Why, yes.
I correct people to hide my crippling self-hatred.
God.
Just look at porn like I do.
I've tried.
Oh, my bad.
Which one was it? Debbie Does Dallas, Backdoor Sluts 9, Adel Academy 2, the More Than Equal sequel?
Or was it the one with, what's your name again? Something Jackhammer?
Oh, God. No, don't watch stuff with me in it. That'd be weird.
I wonder if real porn stars are like that. Please don't watch my porn. It'll get weird. Like you're at the dinner table with all your friends, they make a joke from your porno, and you're just like, stop, we're eating.
You know, I gotta say, it was kind of awkward last night because I was watching one of your flicks and I was jacking off, and I ended up timing it horribly because I came right when your face was on screen.
Hey.
Oh, wait. Was it that you were looking at me my stepmom's too fucking old, mate? Have you two heard of that one?
No.
It's a hentai doujin that's it's translated into like the most stereotypical Australian slang.
Ooh.
So how's dinner, you cheeky little cunt?
Oh no.
Oh, I caught you busting one of me knickers. Anyway, why yes, Bruce suggested. Perhaps dinner, champagne, dancing, maybe a show.
Oh, not that silly. Callie stimulated erotically as she locked her legs around him and planted sloppy lipstick-drenched kisses upon his chest. I was thinking
Fuck,
maybe...
now I'm gonna have to wash that off.
I was thinking maybe, visiting Detroit. She winked.
What the fuck?
Keep
Was
in
she
mind, she's still
spying
super
on him?
sweaty right now.
They probably both are.
It's Atlanta, Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, chapter 32.
Like
Bang.
the canals in the city that had given him his name, Andrew Venice had a tendency to run it on the shallow, and he could not rein in that tendency in his thoughts as he sat down on the hard plastic seat booth in the interview with Yvonne Perrin. I haven't seen Yvonne in a while. The curvaceous redhead was stacked like the cards in a cricket poker game and exceptionally well preserved. He felt the twinge of regret and something else as he considered their tawdry surroundings. They were sitting in a humble Hardee's hamburger shop near her place of work.
Who on earth does that voluntarily?
These two, apparently.
Thank you for meeting with me, Miss Perrin, he began to say. He could have bitten his tongue as he realized the double entendre, inadvertent but double nonetheless.
Please, call me Yvonne, she responded brightly.
Okay, there we are. Yvonne, the name was derivative of Ivan, itself another version of John, a word with sexual connotations that made themselves known to Andrew.
Okay, I've got to look this up now.
He was a cop after all, and had a cop mind. Emotions boiled through him, but he controlled them, even as he and his fellow officers of the law strove to control the scum who raged in the streets of Atlanta, the city that he loved so and had sworn to protect. Apparently my name is a derivative of John, too. So does that mean my name has sexual connotations?
It means the grace or mercy of the Lord, so I'm really confused.
Maybe
it's just bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I was
Maybe
thinking.
Andrew's just high out of his mind right now.
I mean, he probably is. Wouldn't surprise me.
His muscles are so big he doesn't have any blood for his brain.
Well then.
Yeah, don't know if
I'm
that's
sorry this has to be during my lunch break, though, Perrin said, and she opened the plastic pod that held the item she had chosen from the signature menu, a humble hamburger. I have been very busy today.
No, that's okay, Andrew said. Then he blurted, "We could have gone someplace nicer. He was an exceptionally well-set-up man, after all. But wasn't he struggling to buy orange juice from a fancy club in, like..."
I don't think he was struggling. I think it was just very expensive orange juice. It was fresh squeezed, you know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you get a juicer, you can do that yourself.
Who
Yeah,
has
that takes
time to
work.
do that?
I do.
I wish I'd had a juicer. That'd actually be pretty cool.
We used to have a juicer.
I'm gonna go buy like just a gallon of fucking orange juice and drink it all.
Oh, God.
Yeah, go for it. I've heard it's good for your eyes.
I don't want to make the joke. I'm not going to make the
So
joke.
is anyone going to read?
No.
It's your turn, I believe.
I need to drink a gallon of orange juice so I can have better
I'm
eyesight.
pretty sure it's Zane's
It's
turn.
my turn.
I was talking to Zane.
Yeah.
Waiting on you.
Resetting. No, this is fine, Yvonne said. I do like hamburgers. She opened up the greasy bag that had been given her by the equally greasy young Hardee's attendant.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Her hair was the same rich red as the ketchup she dabbed on her friend Freedom.
Freedom fries.
Okay, I'm going to look at the Hardee's menu.
Freedom fries. I hope that's a thing. That's amazing.
Because if that is in fact what they are called,
Freedom fries?
I'm just seeing Hardee's natural cut French fries.
Dang, I'm disappointed.
Christ, that is a shit name.
Freedom fries.
What's more American than French fries? Freedom fries.
French fries were invented in America, you sycophant.
But they have the name French in them. We can't have that in our country.
I might start
Yes,
ironically referring to French fries as freedom fries.
Yes, heaven forbid we use the name of the country that had quite possibly the most metal independence revolution in history.
Cut everyone's head off.
They decapitated their own revolution leaders.
Yeah, because they were afraid they were going to try to take the place of the nobles, which that usually does happen in revolution.
Pretty well-founded fear.
Yeah, but then it just
Note
kind
to
of
self, if I ever become a leader of the revolution, once we're successful, run.
Just disappear.
Yeah, leader of the revolution, overthrow the government. People say, "Hey, you should be the leader." Nope, y'all figured that out. I just started this.
We are revolutionizing the revolution. Andrew Andrew had opted for the roast beef sandwich himself, and even though it was, as advertised, sliced thin and piled high, already it was as ashes in his mouth. Hamburger sandwiches had never been his favorite, but to see the smooth sesame seed-studded bun that now luxuriated between Ivani Perrin's neatly manicured fingertips was to know envy for a succulent sandwich they held. So, are we saying that Andrew Venice has a vor fetish?
Hold on, looking up burger porn.
No!
Fine,
How
I'll go the safe route. I'll go to Safe Brew
That doesn't...
Burger.
Why? How he wished that those delicate digits could hold him. Around
But
the
enough
throat.
of that!
Choke me harder!
There's over 20 pages of hamburgers. There's 48 pages of hamburger.
Why are you looking up burger porn?
Why is this a thing? There's just a bunch of pictures of people eating hamburgers. Nice.
Hey, you know people have jacked off to every single one of those.
I need to talk to you about Archer's case, he said with grim resignation as he bit into the sandwich and felt the rubbery meat product part of the blades of his incisor teeth. Can I
Part
reread that?
before the blades of his incisor teeth.
Part before the blades of his incisor teeth, one of which was chipped and needed bonding.
Probably get that looked at before it becomes a big problem.
Henry? Oh, Henry? Ivani asked. She paused mid-bite. I thought that was an accident. Poor Callie.
I thought that was an accident. There is
I
like.
thought that was an accident.
Yep.
Can I get a boneless
accident.
hamburger? Is it?
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
I wasn't bringing up a shitty old meme. I swear.
You probably were. You do
Well,
that a lot.
I didn't. I promise. It never happened. Is it my turn?
No, it's my turn.
No, it's Tom's.
We're just exploring the possibilities, Andrew said. His mind raced at the suggestiveness of how own words. Stop it. How could he say such a thing to a woman he had only just met? And yet Yvonne Perrin's flashing green eyes and cantilevered bosom seemed to offer possibilities that Andrew would dearly have loved to explore.
You know, like tits.
So, on to this.
Nope. I'm not laughing at that. I'm ignoring that. I'm not encouraging that. How's his widow holding up? Yvonne asked. She batted her eyes at him. Such an attractive woman. I do hope that she isn't too devastated.
Although if she is devastated enough, maybe I could sleep with her.
Your line, Llytic.
Yes. Well, it's hard not be devastated when your husband dies in a mysterious car accident, even if he is 20 years older than you and could have been responsibly expected to predecease, even given modern actuarial trends, said Andrew sympathetically.
Henry took such good care of himself, Yvonne said. Or Yvonne, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Ivani.
Even the physically fit suffer when they end up with an engine blocking their laps, Andrew said.
Yeah. Even worse, though, when it ends up in their skulls. Good times. He watched her eat. He liked watching her eat. He wanted her to eat him. He liked the way her delicate fingers lifted the sandwich and her bright white sharp teeth shredded it. From living flesh to meat, to shredded meat, to meat patty, to shredded meat again. It was as if the humble beef were experiencing the entire cosmic cycle only become living flesh once more thanks to the biological processes of the lovely Ivani Perrin.
The circle of life.
I swear to God if it's war porn.
It's in general, so it's probably not.
It was...
I don't like to think about that, Yvonne said. Why exactly is it that you wanted to speak with me, Detective Venice?
Let's see. Andrew could think of 1,000 things he wanted to say to her, but limited himself to action. Did Archer have any enemies?
Of course he did, Ivani said. He was a millionaire. The bloated parasites of the ruling class always engender hatred among the workers, after all. Yeah, not wrong.
God damn. I hate a fucking...
I mean, specific enemies, Andrew asked.
The proletariat.
Yvonne thought for a long moment. You mean people who would want him dead? She asked pensively.
Dead or terribly injured, Andrew replied, enjoying another bite of tasty Hardee's roast beef. People survive car accidents, after all.
Well, I certainly never wished him ill, Yvonne responded. Her eyes lit up as if...
Oh my God!
Her eyes lit up as if illumined from within by the fires of desire. No, ill is the last thing I would have wanted him to be.
What kind of man was he? Andrew asked. He wanted to light a cigarette as he always did after a meal or sex, but the repressive restraint regulations imposed by an increasingly authoritarian government forbade him from even a simple pleasure as his heart broke under the weight of Yvonne's obvious high regard for the dead man who was not there with them.
Why are there so many burger pics?
Because there's 48 pages of burger pics for some reason.
Why is that one have pizzas for bread?
Because why not?
You can't eat that.
It's burger time.
I'm gonna classify this as a shit post, honestly.
I'm not surprised that Musashi's there.
I don't know.
God
who that
damn it.
is.
It's one of the characters from
How many?
Oh God, there's more.
How many pictures did you post, Zane?
This isn't even that bad.
I mean, I know it's not, but there's a lot, man. Like,
Because there's a lot of pictures of people eating burgers for some reason.
Also, it makes a lot of sense that Iowa's there. I mean, of course she'd be there.
Oh, for sure. Iowa? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We can all agree on that.
Yes. Now Tom's just really fucking confused. God damn it.
How about we call this episode the one where we all derail our trains of thought?
Choo choo, there goes my attention span leaving the station.
All because I made a WAWR joke.
And they're eating burgers at a restaurant, that's why.
Oh,
And I
God.
looked up burger porn, and now we're here. Because I'm not even looking up actual porn at this point. It's like that food porn Twitter, where it's just food.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I know it's not actual porn, but I also know that at least that with all of these pictures, someone has probably jacked off to them.
Probably. Who
What
the fuck's
kind of-
turn is it?
It's your turn.
I'm pretty sure it's my turn.
I just read a line. I think it's Zane's turn.
Really? Where am I?
Then it'd be what kind of man was he, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Didn't I just read that?
Well, then it'd be my turn. Because I was being distracted by the burger pics while Zane was reading.
Yeah, my train of thought got derailed. I don't know whose turn it is, so let's just start from the top again. That sounds like a good plan.
Okay, so I'd be starting with very virile? Or would I be starting with what kind of man was he?
I don't remember what kind of man was he line, so start with that. Stop
Zane,
it.
what was the last thing you read?
The last thing I read was Giovanni's obvious high regard for the dead man who was not there with.
Then my line would be very virile. Tom, stop trying to fuck us up.
I'm not trying. I am
Very
literally
virile, Perrin said breathily. An outdoors man, fond of race car driving and barbecue cooking.
Barbecue, Andrew prompted. For some reason, the reference rang a siren in his memory.
Oh God, he was a dad.
Well, grilling, really, Parent continued. They,
Fuck.
the Archers, would host cookouts at the big house of theirs. He would insist on doing all the cookery himself.
Fuck, I just saw... God damn it.
Stop it, Zane. Seriously. Jeez.
I just saw the American Diner one, and that face is going to be forever burned into my mind. I'm going to be seeing that in the darkness when I'm trying to fall asleep. It's
Why
going
is
to be
Lucina
invading
on?
my nightmares.
Why is Lucina eating a burger? Because why not?
Why is Supersonico eating a burger?
Because she's fat. Let's be real, she's fat. She's not fat, but she's on the thicker side. I wouldn't be surprised if this was her diet.
Yeah, more on the, very curvy side.
We're still talking about burgers!
Because you keep posting them!
Well, I
Ignore
mean-
the burgers!
Then stop posting them!
Fine, I'll post spaghetti.
No! That doesn't solve the problem!
Time to look up spaghetti porn!
No!
I'm doing it right now!
It's noodles! Noodles kind of have a physiological similarity to tentacles. Don't look up noodle porn!
I'm looking up noodle porn! Here I go! Here comes the first noodle porn picture!
No!
Woo!
I'm not going to click on
Fuck!
that. I'm not going to click on the Discord until we're done with this.
Why? Why?
Okay, I'm done. I'm closing the site. Let's get back to reading. We still got
Andrew
3 pages.
Andrew shook his head and snorted in silent surprise. A millionaire industrialist who dabbled as a backyard chef? It can only happen in Atlanta. Cut it! The city where tulips grow on trees. The fuck does that mean?
Tulips grow on trees.
I mean, grilling's kind of a thing you can do if you're rich or poor. I don't think that just... well, whatever. He specialized in hamburgers, Perrin continued. Thick, juicy hamburgers. He would start from scratch, often raising the steer himself, then slaughtering and butchering it, and grinding even the best cuts. Then he would take those huge virile hands of his and shape the meat into thick patties, thicker and juicier than even the thickest and juiciest steaks. Then he would grill them himself, like a master surgeon. He really was amazing, she said. A tear trickled from one of her electric green eyes. I will miss him so very much.
What about his wife?
Also, I think that line's in reference to the tulip popular tree. Anyway. Callie? Perrin asked. Her voice held a faint note of disdain. Oh, she's very nice, but she can't cook.
Oof.
That's not what I meant, Andrew asked.
What does that have anything to do with anything?
Would she have any reason to want him dead, and does she have any knowledge of automobile mechanics, such as how brakes work?
I'm pretty sure you could just Google where the brake line is.
Callie? Oh, don't be silly. She hasn't worked on a car in years, Perrin
I don't
said.
think you need to work on a car to know how to cut someone's brake line.
I would.
I don't even know if you need the internet to know how to cut someone's brake line.
Giggling at the very thought of her slightly well-preserved, but still a comely friend with a wrench in her hand. Not since that Chrysler she kept running with spit and baling wire back in the 80s.
That's not what I meant either. Well, not really. How did she get along with her husband? Andrew probed. Fully half his sandwich lay on the tray before him, unconsumed like the leftover fruitcake on Christmas, but he was not hungry anymore, for food or for Ivani Perrin. Thank God, finally. Silently, he cursed himself for falling prey to her sinister charms. Or just his vor fetish. He was sure now that she had said something of import, but he could not recall it, and know that it would be terribly rude or suspicious-making to ask the lovely and vivacious person seated before him to repeat herself.
Callie loved Henry, Giovanni said. Just the other day, she told me that she loved him as much as she had the day they got married in Las Vegas. I want to cry when I think of what I said to her after that. I said, how could she tell when they were both so drunk the day they got married in Las Vegas? She leaned close. That's where they met, in Las Vegas. Drunk, at a casino. And
Andrew shook his head and snorted in silent surprise. A millionaire industrialist a millionaire industrialist with a gambling habit who met his future wife in Las Vegas casino after having too much to drink. It could only happen to someone who lived in Atlanta, the city where tulips grow on trees!
Will you stop bringing up the tulip populars? God damn it. Why are you looking up dabbing pictures now? That was not even a dabbing picture. Why did I say that?
It's your
Do you
life.
know what?
Just read.
Do you know what status of Henry Archer's will? Andrew asked.
His will? Why would he need a will? He was married, you know that, Vani said. She looked at the remains of his meal, and her tongue was a bright red finger the color of flame, either because of the ketchup she had consumed or because of her own robust good health, as she liked her lips. Not licked, liked her lips.
Okay, Zane, did you hear that too?
No.
That screech noise?
I actually did not.
I heard that over Discord, and I don't know who it came from.
I didn't hear a screech noise.
I think you're just crazy.
Well, yes, we know that.
Craig, are you screeching at us again?
Oh God, it's Craig screaming.
You're just gonna get this entire audio recording back, and it's just gonna be ah.
Then we'd have to record this all over again.
Yay!
I'm still hungry, she said. Her own food was long gone. Do you want anything more?
No. Andrew rejoined. He shook his head. No, I don't think so. In fact, I have to leave.
Zane, you there?
Zane?
Yes?
Zane?
Yes?
You cut out.
Snake?
Snake? Snake! God damn it, Otacon's pissing himself again.
Do I have to say the entire thing over?
Just say, like, the I have line again.
I have to leave shortly for another
God damn it, you cut out on interview.
interview!
There we go. This is
God,
quality.
it's like if you kicked Yoda in the balls. Those tiny green balls.
How do you know if Yoda's balls are teeny?
How do we know?
Have you seen the size of Yoda?
And?
Are you implying that there's a specific reason he wears a robe?
Yeah.
Penniless my balls are.
BB, gotta look up Yoda porn.
God damn it, stop!
No, I think there's a female version of Yoda called Yaddle, so you'll probably stumble across something like that.
I'm pretty sure if you just search Yoda porn, you'll find regular Yoda porn.
What? It's an actual thing? What?
Why are you surprised by this at this point?
I didn't know there was a female Yoda.
Yeah, no.
You didn't know that there was a gender-bent Yoda?
No.
No, it's not a gender-bent Yoda. There was an actual character who was written to some of the old Republic books who was Yoda's race, and she was, if I can tell, she was actually pretty. What the? I like that picture.
Smooth I am.
And then there's this
great.
not Yaddle. Imagine a young race of Yoda person, like who wasn't.
I want
old.
a young Yoda. I want a young Yoda movie. That would be awesome.
I could just picture him jumping around even more than he already. Like, calm down.
Yeah, I mean he's obviously like, you know what? I'm not gonna go more into depth because you'd have to have knowledge of the Star Wars RPG games as well as the Star Wars movies, and I'm the only one who has more.
Okay, so this is a thing being sold on Amazon.
Oh my!
Is that a statue?
Buff Yoda Star Wars playmat plus free RPG standard size sleeve 75 count.
Heck, I'd buy it.
You'd buy Buff Yoda playmat?
Yeah, it's
For
freaking
card
awesome.
Smash you, I must.
Smash you, I must.
Funny joke. Oh god.
Well, this got derailed
Okay.
again.
It's because Zay decided to look up Yoda porn.
I looked up Yaddle, not Yoda porn. Even I have my limits.
Do you? Do you?
Publicly, at least.
Limits are made to be broken.
Oh, Ivani asked, is this an open investigation? I thought it was just an accident.
That's probably all it was, Andrew agreed, but we have to look into these things. He grinned crookedly. Being a detective isn't like they make it out to be on TV, Ivani. We don't all live in New York or Los Angeles, and we spend a lot of time looking into things that other people take for granted, like car accidents involving millionaire industrialists. He took his hand in hers, trilling to feel the blood that pulsed through, though her deallocated veins. But I enjoyed this, he said.
So did I. Yvonne said, replying to him. Well, I can think now. See, like just at the end of that thing, where it's like, we look at the things that people take for granted, like car accidents involving millionaire industrialists, but not poor people.
Of course not poor people. They don't have the money to pay us.
Exactly.
Oh, God. Well, unfortunately, that's all we're doing for this episode. Fortunately, that means next episode, I think, is the word salad one.
Oh, yay. I'm actually looking forward to that one.
So, yeah, this has been a weird fucking episode.
And weirder than normal, you mean?
Thanks to Zaid's porn addiction. I'm
Yay,
Llytic.
I made it interesting.
I'm Tom.
And I'm Burger Meister Burger.
And he's currently masturbating.